is a biological method? What do scientists or biologists use it for? To know answers to all such questions, stay with me. I'll be explaining everything in detail in this video. Hey guys, this is student Dr. Neil and you are watching Explore with Dr. Neil. In today's video, we are going to talk about biological methods. So first of all, let's take a look at the definition of biological methods. Biological methods are actually the techniques that are used by biologists in order to solve a mystery or a problem. Now definitely this problem is related to life. This problem is either produced by living organisms or produced for living organisms. So definitely these techniques are to be used to solve a mystery or problem. So what basically a biologist does is that a biologist follows a series of steps in order to solve a certain biological problem. So that series of steps is to be known as biological methods. Alright, so now let's take a look at those steps. Number 1, observation. Step number 2, data collection. Step number 3, hypothesis. And step number 4, reasoning. Step number 5, experimentation. And step number 6, theory. And step number 7, law. Alright, so we'll be talking about each in detail one by one. Alright, number 1, observation. Let's try to understand what observation is and how do we observe. So definitely we observe with the help of our 5 senses, which are vision, taste, smell, touch and hearing. But one thing that aids into the observation of biologists, that is a microscope, which is a scientific instrument. Alright, with the help of microscope they can observe the minute details. And then comes the data collection. Now collection means gathering and data means information that is mostly in the form of facts. Alright, so in this step we actually gather the information that we just observed. And then comes the hypothesis. Hypothesis is actually a statement which is tentative. Tentative means uncertain. Means this statement is not certain. It can be falsified at any time by a lot of experiments. Alright, so that's why we refer a hypothesis as a statement which is tentative, a tentative statement which is produced after collecting the data. Alright, so once the hypothesis has been produced, reasoning starts playing its role. Now, reasoning is of 2 types. Number 1, inductive reasoning. Number 2, deductive reasoning. In inductive reasoning, we move from a specific observed fact to a general idea. Just for an example, we see sparrow has wings, which is a bird. Right? So we interpret that all the other birds would also have wings. So this is how we move from a specific fact to a general idea. So now similarly we have deductive reasoning. In deductive reasoning we actually move from a general observation to a specific fact. Just for an example, if we see all the green plants can produce their food from photosynthesis. So from this fact, from this observation, what we interpret is that since the neem is also a tree, so we interpret that the neem can also produce its food from photosynthesis, since the neem is also a green tree. So this is all about reasoning. Once the reasoning has been applied, experiments start playing their role. Scientists definitely carry out a lot of experiments in order to further testify and justify the hypothesis that they have just produced. Alright, the hypothesis that has just been produced, it may be falsified, means it may be proved to be a false hypothesis. In that case, it is rejected altogether. But if the hypothesis has been proved to be true after a series of experiments, in that case what happens is that hypothesis is converted into a theory. Alright, once the hypothesis has been converted into a theory, still the theory is subjected to a lot of experiments and a lot of observations. It can be falsified at any time. Alright, if the theory is falsified after a lot of experiments, then definitely it is rejected altogether. But in a case when a theory is not falsified after a lot of experiments, then it is converted into a law. Just for an example, Mendel's law. We have also an example of theory, Darwin's theory. Alright, so that's all about it.